Which roti should I have? Should I have wheat roti or millet roti? Hi everyone. If you're somebody who's been in this confusion of wheat roti versus millet roti, if you've been thinking millet roti would be better for you than wheat roti, this video is for you. Watch it till the end and get clear thoughts about what should you be doing. So today we're going to talk about wheat roti and millet roti, which is better for you and why should you go on millet roti if at all you should. The whole food market is flooded with gluten-free products, yeah? And a lot of health experts have been talking about gluten in a negative space, talking about its impact that it creates on the gut lining, creating something known as leaky gut or intestinal permeability. Now, though a lot of talk or work has been going on in this field, there is nothing conclusive as of now. Yeah, so there is still a lot of confusion between the side effects of wheat or adding millets to your diet. Now, first of all, let's understand what is gluten and why is it causing so much of issue. Now, gluten is a protein which is found in wheat, rye, barley and spelt. Yeah. Now, people who've been eating wheat over the decades, over generations, they've been used to wheat. Now, why is there a sudden change? If you're somebody who's been consuming wheat roti in your daily diet, that means you're getting gluten, and if you're doing well with it, there is absolutely no reason for you to shift to millet roti. So which is why I never recommend that you go off wheat completely if you're not a diagnosed case of celiac disease or non-celiac gluten sensitivity. Yeah, so that's to your question of should you go gluten-free or shift to millet roti completely. Don't just put a blanket rule, because this is something that is never same for everyone. It is a very, very individual basis thing. We need to look at the person, how the person's faring with wheat, and then decide. Now, of course, how do you identify if you are gluten intolerant or if you have gluten sensitivity or if you have celiac disease? Of course, there are tests which can identify if you have celiac. They may not be able to tell you if you have non-celiac gluten sensitivity to that clarity. So how can you make out? Now, the way to figure out if you have non-celiac gluten sensitivity is to eliminate gluten, which means eliminate wheat, rye, barley, spelt from your diet for a few days. And then watch out for your energy levels, for bloating, unexplained pains and aches, constipation, better formed stool. So, if you constipated less, if your stools are better formed, and in general, if there's a feeling of well-being, it could be that you have non-celiac disease, and then after a few days, reintroduce wheat to your diet or rye or barley or spelt, and then you see how you feel. If you feel more gassy, if there's indigestion, if you feel bloated, then you may have something which is known as non-celiac gluten sensitivity, and so it's time that you shift to a millet roti. So, millet, which could be jawari, bajra, ragi, makka, even besan for that matter. Yeah, so you could shift to these alternatives and see how you fare with it. Also remember, why is there a sudden outbreak of people being gluten sensitive and not doing so well with wheat? Because the wheat is not same as what our parents or what our grandparents used to consume. The wheat that we're getting is genetically modified. It is full of chemicals and pesticides, and thereby we're having these issues. We're having this sudden outbreak of gluten sensitivity. So we can't totally sideline the issue of gluten, as one, it is science backed up. Two, we're also seeing certain cases who seem to be developing this gluten sensitivity, gluten intolerance. So make sure that you check it once, because each person is different when it comes to gluten sensitivity. It does not run in the family. So what may work for you may not work for your husband. What may work for him may not work for your children or your aunt. So it's a very individualistic thing. So please check, because each person's digestion is different, each person's gut bacteria is different, and thereby you must determine first whether you are a gluten intolerant person or not. If you aren't, then of course you can go ahead and have wheat roti or millet roti, whichever you like. If you figure out that you have gluten sensitivity, then shift to millet and see, you could either mix millets or, alternate different millet flours and see how it works for you. Any more questions on wheat versus millet or gluten sensitivity, do write back to me and I will get back to you. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. We'll talk again. Bye-bye.